What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I'm just going to give you my update on the current fight that happened this weekend between Rigondeaux and Lomachenko. And of course, everyone knows Rigondeaux quit, which was a surprise. Nobody's seen that coming. Not me, not other boxing quote-unquote specialists or analysts. Nobody's seen him quitting, but I did a video right after the fight, directly after the stoppage. So you guys might have seen that, but I just didn't go in depth and explain what happened on the fight study. So this is it. Rigondeaux didn't have an answer for those quick punches from Lomachenko. Lomachenko throws different speeds. He throws quick punches, quick to the target punches, which Rigo never seen anything like that. He's used to seeing movements like shoulder movements and, and things that he could look for in the southpaw stance that he can capitalize on. You know what I mean? Lomachenko reminds me a lot of Ronald Winky Wright. How he just throws punches. He throws quick, sharp punches that you really can't counter. And Rigondeaux couldn't counter punches that quick and that fast. And then especially the movement that Lomachenko was doing. So he would throw 4 or 5. And then Rigo, knowing he couldn't counter, he would duck like he normally instinctively did. And to the point where he either had two choices. Okay, this dude's throwing 5 punches at me. I'm either going to duck or I'm going to hold. And everyone know what the holding did, because the holding cost him a point. So while he was getting berated with punches like that, small punches that he was coming from his same stance, because, Lomachenko's also a southpaw. He didn't have too much to work with. And even the times he tried to punch, and that was really Rigondeaux's offense. We see that now, especially at his age, at 37, we see that his offense is mostly his defense and his ability to counter. Since there was no ability to counter and he didn't see any openings or any holes to counter, there was really no fight. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he didn't look beat up or anything like that. He blamed it on his hand. I don't think it was really his hand. I think it was a combination of different things. For one, Lomachenko's skill. 2, his footwork. 3, his speed. 4, his size. And 5th, his age. Lomachenko's 29 years old. And then I also want to add this, that was pretty much the whole fight. But I want to add this in there. I recently saw a video with, I don't know if it was on Boxing Voice or whatever it is, you know what I mean? I don't name drop, but whoever was interviewing Roberto Garcia, which is Mikey Garcia's trainer and brother, and his older brother. And, it's funny how fights get made and people look at this, take nothing away from Lomachenko, but you got to put something in perspective. And when I mean put it in perspective, you got to see things how they really are. Now, this video was done at the end of July of this year, right? And then, of course, there were talks about Lomachenko going to 135 and fighting Mikey Garcia, and then, of course, Mikey Garcia was waiting for a big fight. He wanted to fight Cotto before Cotto left, and everybody know how that happened because Cotto decided to pick Ali and got upset and all that good stuff. But so that didn't happen. So he's still at 135. Well, according to Roberto Garcia, he stated like, it's funny. He was like, well, who is he going to fight if he doesn't fight Mikey? Guillermo Rigondeaux? That would be embarrassing. A guy that's a 122-pound fighter coming up 130. But guess what? That's absolutely what happened. Rigondeaux ended up coming up 2 weight classes to fight Lomachenko. And not saying that Lamo would have won. Here's the thing, though. If you make a guy that's 37 years old come up 2 weight classes, it's not that big of a win. But you got to add this, and again, this is not to bash Lomachenko fans because I am a Lomachenko fan. Okay, I'm also a Rigo fan, so I just can't be biased. I'm fans of both fighters. So before you guys, he leave the comments here about, oh, well, it was a good win. It was a good win, but it wasn't a great win. You know what I mean? And I like the way Lomachenko answered those questions, because he was like, well, rigondeaux is a 122-pound fighter. It's just like me going up to fight Mikey or people bigger than me. So the humbleness is still there. And I'm always a guy that respects humble fighters. You know, not the fancy or the flashy or the flamboyant, but the humble fighters that come into the ring and do what they need to do and the best of who they are, but still have a down-to-earth spirit about them, knowing like, hey, this could be anybody, you know what I'm saying? And it's me. So, but it's just crazy to think like that the fight actually got made, and then the Mikey fight did not get made. You know what I mean? You should berate. Now, Lomachenko should get the he should get the praise. I mean, he has the win, but you got to also ask yourself how good these wins were. And it's sad for Lomachenko in a sense, because Lomachenko really doesn't have anybody to fight unless he goes up. You know what I mean? There's nowhere to go. I mean, he can't go down. You know what I mean? There's nobody to really fight at 130. Mayweather's not going to let Tank Davis get in the ring. Tank Davis is still building his resume. There's no way they're going to let him get in there with Tank Davis. He'll beat Tank Davis. You know, I mean, I would like to see that fight, because I think Tank Davis really needs to be humbled. But, you know, that's my own opinion. But that fight ain't going to happen, because, you know, Floyd Mayweather is just as good as a businessman as he is, you know what I mean, a fighter. So, no, that fight, because of that fight won't get made. So he has to move up. Lomachenko has to move up. Like I said, he needs to fight Mikey Garcia. He needs to fight Terrence Crawford. But both of those guys are looking. You might see a Garcia fight Terrence Crawford before you see a Lomachenko fight Mikey Garcia. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I feel bad for Lomachenko, because it's like Lomachenko's just doing his job. You know what I mean? Rigo was, you know, insisted on going up there and fighting him. So he thought he could take on the test, so he did. You know, and we all know what happened. He quit in round 7. So, you know, be that as it may, the fight was made and the fight happened. And then that was the result. But Lomachenko, it's like, okay, what does Lomachenko got to do? You know, the thing about it, he does have the competitive spirit, and he does want to challenge himself. That's the type of fighter he is. He likes to take on these challenges, because Manny Pacquiao did it. You know, Manny Pacquiao, you know, was the catch weight king, because he was just that natural smaller guy. You know, to get this out of the way, you do hear about talks of Manny Pacquiao fighting Lomachenko. You hear that kind of brewing. I don't want to see that. And a lot of people say, oh, it'll be a good fight. No, it won't be a good fight. But Pacquiao has good punching power, but if you can't hit a person, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? That's not, you know, and then Manny Pacquiao's 39, or it will be 39 soon. I wouldn't want to see that, a 10 years age difference. You know what I mean? He had a freaking 8 years age difference on rigondeaux. Now you want him to fight even an older champion? You know, the people need to really understand what they're asking for before they get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. Like, I wouldn't want to see a Manny Pacquiao fight Lomachenko. Maybe 3 years ago, but that Lomachenko wasn't even on the wave that he was on at this time. You know, and neither was Pac-Man. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want a fight like that. Pacquiao should sit down and be the representative of the Philippines like he has. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're just wrapping it up. You know, I just want to know you guys' opinion about what Lomachenko should do after this point. You know, realistically, you know what I mean? Not, oh, yeah, let him fight somebody smaller, or, you know, or let him fight Pacquiao, you know. Tell me what you guys think. And until then, you guys been counterpunched. Peace.